We're going to talk about some movable blues licks now. It's a system that all the electric blues players like B.B. King or Eric Clapton or Albert King or Freddie King, all them kings, that they use. And T-Bone Walker kind of was the main guy that started playing in this style. In fact, I once went to see B.B. King at the old Fillmore in about 1970, and T-Bone was still alive, and he got up on stage to jam with B.B. B.B. put his arm around him and said, "This is the guy we got this kind of guitar playing from." That's quite an endorsement. So one of the things, the main thing that T-Bone did was he took those iconic licks we just talked about, those A licks, except they'd be E on guitar, and he realized that, look, a B flat is just the same as an A, except it's up a fret, right? It's the same thing. These open strings become first fret, this becomes second fret, and so on. So all the licks that you did in A, you could do them in B flat. So this lick becomes like that. The hammer on the third string, and then playing the first string, that would be like this. Same thing. So in the bend on the third string in A would be. So all of the licks we did become movable that way. If you can do them in B flat, you could also do them up here in C or D or any place. So let's see, like a typical, just doing single note B.B. King style soloing this way. So you could go in B flat. So that's single note playing, again, the kind of playing you do if somebody else is strumming chords. The way you place it on the fretboard is with the first string. So like this is a C note. So if you play that B flat shape up here, you're playing a C chord, and you can do all those licks in C. If you were in key of, that's a D note, so you could play in the key of D up there. Some people call it a blues box, which is this thing here. But we're adding other notes to that. The blues box kind of simplifies it. And then here it is in C. To give you another example of how to use that, those movable licks, we'll play a tune called Backwater Blues, probably written by Bessie Smith. And it is a 12-bar blues, except we're going to do it in C. So in C, C is the 1 chord, and F or F7th is the 4 chord, and G or G7th is the 5 chord. So the same pattern. The song goes, "It rained 5 days and the sky turned dark as night. And it rained 5 days and the sky turned dark as night. And there's trouble taking place in the lowlands tonight." So that's the pattern. Now if we ad-libbed some licks in between the vocal phrases, it would sound like this. And remember, instead of playing the C this way, I'm going to play it like this, because that makes it easy to jump into those kind of licks. So it rained 5 days and the sky turned dark as night. Well, it rained 5 days and the sky turned dark as night. And there's trouble taking place in the lowlands tonight. So that's an example of using the blues box in C or these blues licks. You could do it. I could have done the exact same thing in D. And you can even go higher up the neck, although it gets kind of, sounds like the Chipmunks playing up there. But this is a classic soloing technique that really comes in handy when you're playing with other people, and other people are strumming, and you can do all those B.B. King type of licks. You know, when you do that bend, it helps if you're going to bend it, the whole note, it helps to make that B.B. King face. like that. That's why they do that. Now that blues, all those blues licks will work on any tune where the singer is singing a bluesy melody line. So it could be a blues tune. Oh, it could be in a minor key. They'd work for that too. And it could be a rock tune or even a country tune where the singer is singing blue notes, singing bluesy type of vocal. But if they're not singing a bluesy type of vocal, those licks will clash and they won't sound good. For example, here's a blues that doesn't have all seventh chords and doesn't have a lot of blue notes. Let's see, we're going to do Hesitation Blues in C. It goes, standing on a corner with, oh, let's do it in D instead. I'm standing on a corner with $1 in my hand, looking for a woman who's looking for a man. Tell me how long must I wait? Well, can I get you now, or must I hesitate? So if you play, this is in D, so here's a D note, so here's where we would do all those movable licks. So if we go, got the hesitating feet, I got the hesitating shoes, and you play, it kind of clashes, you know. And when that happens, you can still use those licks, but you have to move them down 3 frets. So instead of playing here, we'll be at the 5th fret, we'll be playing at the 2nd fret here. So we go, I got the hesitating feet, hesitating shoes, and you go. See, even the bends work. And that goes with this. It goes, if the river was whiskey and I was a duck, I would swim to the bottom and never come up. And you could be singing. You could even do kind of the melody. So what that means is that you can use these blues licks or that blues box in almost any tune. If it's a bluesy tune, you're going to find the key note on the 1st string and place your B flat shape there. And if that clashes, because the singing line isn't bluesy enough to make it fit with that, then you just go down 3 frets and place the B flat shape there. You know, a blues guitar player would often, if you tell them the song is in the key of D, they would do this with their left hand. Except that would be A on a guitar, but you get the point.